Hi guys, I had my first med school exam and I ranked 139th out of 141 people, which is absolutely terrible. um, and I didn't feel bad. Rather, it felt like a statement. Um, and the whole result gave me a place to think about the past events that happened throughout my pre-med days. So this video is about recalling those events. So for your information, I go to SNU Med School, which is the best med school in Korea. And as a result, my friends are extremely smart. So one of my classmates, if I could just like dial it down, was a national representative for a math Olympia, and one got 100% on the Korean SAT, where barely like 2 or 1 get 100%, and he got 100% when he was 13. And another guy was she received a personal email from a math professor in SNU at 12 asking my friend to not quit math. So my point is that my friends are insanely smart. And me, well, I'm smart. I'm a smart guy, ranked number 1 in high school, blah, blah, blah. When I was young, I was a genius. I learned English very fast, all that. But I'm closer to a visionary. So I can state what I want, and I go get them very fast. So that's my competitive edge. But my brain's computational level is I don't think it's at my classmates level. So when I first got my exam results, I wasn't really that surprised. Even though I actually tried, I for 3 days I studied for 7 hours straight. But I mean, yeah. And then it made me start recalling the past events that happened in my life. So the first event that it made me recall was from last semester. So last semester we had a class called Creative Thinking and Exploration. So it was a class where the professor would give very vague outlines, and the students would creatively fulfill it. And one of the objectives was to understand the other team. So I was team 1, so team 2 came to us and they started asking me questions. And the guy who decided to learn about me asked the question about what would you tell your future self in a year? And I kind of think about it, you know. So this was around November. So I knew for a fact that next year I'll be in med school. And I was like, okay, in a year. Then I answered in Korean. I said, 도전할 수 있음에 감사하고 서사를 기억하라. And it means be grateful that you've given the chance of challenge and remember the narrative. I came up with this quote, to be honest, a while ago, but that's a whole nother story, so I'll just keep that on another video. But basically, those are like the 2 things that I really appreciate, which is challenge and the story. That was the first thing that came up to my mind. And a few minutes passed, and a thought struck my mind where I remembered that I asked God to die a legend. So I asked him or her, I don't know what God's gender is, but I just said, I want to die a legend, right? That's what I asked for. And that's one of my dreams. It's I want to die a legend. And after thinking about that, I came to the conclusion that ranking 139th was the absolute best thing that could have ever happened to me, right? Because Like, what's the story? Like, you get into med school. Like, that's my whole life. My whole life is the fucking underdog story. Like my whole life is going from absolute bottom to the top. And that's my whole literal life. Like, when I was young, I was fucking broke. I don't think I should say even the word broke. I was poor. And I was bullied. I was absolutely nobody. I asked the guy for a drink and he called me, "Who the fuck is you?" You know? And then, well, no, I'm not. I'm not. Like, I went from absolutely nobody to somebody, right? And I'm super happy about that. And then, you know, from my arrogant state, I've given the chance to be a nobody again, right? And as a sequential thing, the next step is me becoming somebody, you know? And then I also thought about, like, if you imagine a legend, you know, if you imagine like the hero figure that you have in mind, they don't really start at the absolute top, right? The struggle is what makes a hero a legend. So I've just been given the chance to be that, right? So I think it's an absolute amazing thing that happened to me. And yeah, so alongside that, I've been talking stuff like anything is possible when you actually believe in it. Anything can be done. But for the past 3 years, I was like kind of under the cover of SNU Med School, which is a great title because I was like ranked 0.00043%. But I've never actually challenged myself for the past 3 years. Like, I did some things and I did progress. I had goals, you know, I had goals and I did achieve all of them, but no, not all of them. Like I had goals and I achieved most of them, but I didn't have any challenges. Like, goals and challenges are quite different, you know? Like, I want to bulk up. That's like a goal. But like, you know, it's kind of different. So and now it just started. Like, now I've been given the challenge, right? And as my quote says, it says to be grateful that you've been given the chance of challenge, because most people are not given that chance. So yeah, if I could add something on that, is that one trait that I love about myself is that I don't quit. So, you know, like, bro, I'm 139th out of 141 people. Like, how lower could I go? Like, that's impossible, you know? So I'll climb up, and I think that's gonna be one hell of a legendary story, you know? Fucking broke, bullied, nothing to SNU Med School, getting in there, ranking on the fucking bottom, and then climbing up the ladder to graduate as the first, or summa cum laude, I don't know how to pronounce that shit, but that's a fucking legendary story. And I also came to the conclusion that I'll be sharing all of that with you guys, which is another great thing, right? Oh, fuck. It's fucking great. So, well, that's another one reason you guys should stay with me. So, yeah, I'm super happy with the results that I've been given. So, for the people who don't really actually believe me, I could pull up the results. So, look at that. So it says 33 out of 67. And then they also share a Excel sheet here. And then if I scroll down, see that? See that? That's me. That's fucking me. That's me on 12th of January of 2026. Yeah, so a couple months ago, I realized that when a business gets big enough, it gets hard to actually comprehend the differences between their actions and the results, so they could only function under a philosophy. And that is why entrepreneurial philosophy is really important. So I wrote mines over there, and one of them is have complete transparency in what you do, and with that, have as much feedback loop as possible on the meantime. So, I'm not gonna lie, and as my previous video, I'm not gonna also run away. So I'll be here saying that I ranked 139th out of 141 people and show you guys me climbing up the ladder. So fuck you. Alright, so thank you guys for watching.